Hi everybody, my name is Courtney Morris and today I want to talk to you about new visions for Lima Senior Career Technical Education. What we're going to talk about today are 4 stages that's going to build our career technical education program pretty much from the ground up. Let's go ahead and start with stage 1. Now, stage 1, we are going to be looking at career education in our elementary schools. The first thing we need to look at is, what do our schools already have in place? See, when I took over the career technical education programs in our high school, I decided that career education needed to be pushed all the way down to our elementary schools. That's where it needed to start. See, my background is in child development, and I know that the earlier that we teach a child something, the more likely they are to remember that something, whatever it is. So if we start teaching career education to the younger students in our district, then it's more likely that not only will they remember that information and retain that information, but it's also more likely that we can start them on the right path that they need to be on in order to be able to graduate, go to college, go into a career field, or take a career tech education program. Now, what I come to find out is that all of the schools in our district already have some type of career education, which is really, really awesome. So I went ahead and I got with all of the different schools in the district to find out exactly what type of career education they had. Now, although we had many different types of career education, I wanted to go ahead and start off this new vision with making sure that we were all on the same page. What was our ultimate goal? What were we shooting for? And so I decided to go ahead and come up with this idea of skills in a box. Skills in a box are boxes that will have different hands-on games and learning tools and different things like that that will help students to develop a certain set of skills that are needed for some of our career tech education programs. The way that I started this was by asking our current instructors of our career tech education programs, what are 5 skills that every student coming into their program should have? Once we were given those 5 skills, myself and our early childhood education instructor went ahead and took those skills and made them all developmentally appropriate for the different age groups in our district. Then we are taking those activities that go along with those skills, putting them to some type of container, a box per se, and taking them out to all of the schools in our district. They will be housed out in those schools, and then on a rainy day or anytime that a teacher wants to do some sort of hands-on career education skill, they may go and grab one of the boxes and take it to their classroom, or allow the students to come down to where the career education skills in a boxes are going to be located, and they can do the activities there as well. So that is stage 1. Making sure that all of our elementary students know what career education is, starting them and having an interest in different types of career fields, and also starting to teach them different skills. Regardless of whether they go into that career or not, the skills are still going to be valuable in an everyday type setting. Now let's move on to stage 2. Now stage 2 is very important as well. See, stage 2 involves what I like to call our transition classes, and it starts in junior high. We have a teacher who teaches career connections, and it's a great class that gets the students to start going more and more in depth into individual careers that they might want to go into when they get older. They will research some of those careers and do a whole bunch of different skill building activities in the career connection class. And I myself believe that that is at least 25% of stage 2. Now, the second part in stage 2, the next 25%, would be our college and career readiness class. Now that is given to every freshman. And during this class, they are starting to come up with an idea of whether they want to go the college route, which will put them into certain academic classes, or whether they want to go the career tech route, which could potentially put them into other academic classes. Now, we have this class already, but I'd like to revamp it to where I really want those students by the end of it to actually know which path they want to go. I need that path to be shown to them where they can head to college, they can head to career tech, and then also where those kind of meet back up as well. And so that would be the next 25%. Now during this same year, I also want there to be an introduction class into one of our 3 areas of career technical education. And we'll talk about what those 3 areas are here in a little bit. But this is another very important piece of this. And so our introduction classes will give freshmen an opportunity to be able to see a little bit of what the career tech programs that we already have in our school can offer. And so each one of our career tech instructors in that career path will come in and teach a couple weeks of that introduction class. So that way then the students can go ahead and see what that class is kind of about. Now, from there, they will build into our final transition class, which they'll do as a sophomore, and that's called our career exploration class. Now, this class is a great class because the students actually get to decide on which career pathway they'd like to go into, and then they get to head into that career program and actually do some hands-on learning. Now, before we do that, we're of course going to have them do the 10-hour OSHA training, and they'll also do a bunch of employability training as well. And then they'll actually get to head into our career tech programs and again, do some of the hands-on skill training. And so that's really, really valuable because one, if they stay in that career path, we can count some of those work-based learning hours. 2, if they don't stay in that career path, that's okay because they're still learning certain skills. And it's just as valuable for them to learn that they don't want to be in one career as it is for them to learn that they want to be in another career. And then by that time that it's done, they're ready to choose what career they want to go into. Which brings us to stage 3. Now, stage 3 is a little bit different. Because to me, I believe that stage 3 is one of the most important stages. See, stage 3 is community perception and community involvement. With the community perception, we need to be able to have the community perceive us in a way where they want to allow our students to come out and work for them. This means that our footprint in the community has to be a positive one. We do this by showing the community the different things that our students have to offer. Let me give you a couple examples. One would be our brand new Spartan Farm, which we are doing through our agricultural education program. We are also getting ready to start a new mobile greenhouse. So that way, when we travel around to different schools in our district, or even schools that aren't in our district, but still in our county, to educate them on different pieces of this greenhouse, it will be a good footprint in the community. It will show them what it is that we have to offer. On top of that, we're also getting ready to do what we call a career guide, a new one that's going to showcase a bunch of our programs and some of our local businesses and this partnership that we have between some of our industries and our career tech programs. And so that is the perception that we want. We want this idea of partnership, this building together this great community. So perception is very, very key. But also community involvement. We need mentors. We need internships. We need industries that maybe aren't connected specifically to our programs that still want to be involved. We need great advisory committees. We need all of these people to come together and say, you know what? I care about career technical education and I care about the students at Lima Senior. And so our third stage is to get that, to change the perception and get the involvement, which brings us to the final stage, stage 4. Now, stage 4 is obviously where I come in. Being in charge of career technical education, I am very passionate about making sure that students are in the right path that they need to be in order to be successful. Let's talk career paths. I went ahead and created 3 different career paths that we categorize all of our career technical education programs into. The first one is industrial manufacturing trades. This includes our auto tech, our engineering, our construction trades, and our welding and fabrication. A second career pathway would be human health and public services. And here we have our agricultural education, our culinary and food service management, our early childhood education, our patient care technology, and our world of work. Our third career path is communication technology. And here we have our graphics communication, we have our marketing/DECA program. Next year, we'll be starting our new audio engineering program, and in a couple years, we'll have a new media video production program. So students have 3 different pathways now that they can build to. Now you'll see on the chart that I believe elementary career education is the most important. It's at 35%. And that's because I know that if we can teach students at a young age employability skills and other skills that they need for career education, that by the time they get to us, they will be ready to master these skills. They'll be common knowledge to them. Stage 2, on the other hand, is 25%. It's still very, very important because if we don't transition the students properly, they might end up losing some of those skills, whether they be employability or not, that they learned in the elementary career education programs. And so we need to make sure that we transition them properly so that way they continue down the right career path that they need to be on. Next, we have the community perception and involvement. And I already talked about how important this is, and it really, really is, because career technical education cannot be successful unless we have the involvement of our community. And finally, you would think that the biggest percentage would go to what I'm most passionate about, career technical education. But it's only 15%, and the reason being is if all of the other stages do what is needed, then our job is the easiest. Kind of like I said when I was talking about stage 4, by the time they get to us, they know what they want to do and why they want to do it, and all we have to do is help them master it. I thank you all so much for listening to what I have to say about our new visions for Lima Senior Career Technical Education. If you have any questions at all, please email me at cmorse@spartan.limacityschools.org. I'd be happy to take any questions that you have. Thank you so much. My name's Courtney Morse, and we'll talk to you soon.